Hey, what's up guys? Guardian here, coming to you guys with a new video. Yeah, I've been away for a little bit. Obviously the new year came in quite recently, and I was actually planning on doing this deck profile early in January, but I kind of put it off a little bit. I mentioned that on my Facebook page. But yeah, last week I actually picked up a cold. So obviously I was feeling pretty bad last week, which is a shame because I was kind of planning on doing it last week. But yeah, good to say though I am recovering. But also I did have to get I actually needed to get a new phone because my last phone actually died on me because the sound card, I think, or the speakers or whatever you want to say, died in it. So I couldn't actually hear any like text messages or phone calls coming in, which, as you can imagine, is pretty annoying to deal with. So I had to invest into a new phone, like literally last weekend. Managed to get a good one, a pretty good budget phone. I think it's the Vodafone. I got a Vodafone Smart X9, which was actually really good price as well. But regardless, I'm back, and as you can tell, this is going to be it's going to be a little bit different because I haven't used the camera in this phone yet, so I don't know what it's going to be like. So I'd really appreciate it if you guys could give me some feedback to say what it's like. I'm also going to try a different perspective with the deck profiles because the camera on this phone is actually a bit better on the quality side. So I'm going to try to go more zoomed in and actually lay the cards in front of you, and you should be able to read the skills hopefully. And hopefully the glare's not too bad in here. I've tried to align the camera in a way so that the torch doesn't cause any, well, much glare at least. So yeah, this is my deck list for my gold Paladin deck. This is from the Miracle Collection that came out in December. So yes, this is very late because we're going to be having the third booster set for Miyagi Academy come out in like literally 2 weeks. So this is a really late deck list, but I wanted to put this list on the channel regardless, just so, you know, it's kind of there, just so I can see how the deck's changed over time when more support comes out in the future. So yeah, and for anyone who was actually curious to what I was playing in my gold Paladin deck, I hope you enjoy the video. So I'm gonna try go through this pretty quick because I imagine most of you guys have actually, you know, seen this deck, and I know the community is more on the negative side of this deck. You know, it's not great, but you know, it shines a lot more in premium. But yeah, I think in standard, it's a fun deck. The only downside to it is that the price tag that it has due to premium is pretty ridiculous. So yeah, unless you're like a fan of Gold Paladin or Ezel or anything like that, like I am, then it's up to you whether if you want to buy it or not. But regardless, we'll get into the deck. So, of course, we have our main grade 3 incandescent line Blond Ezel. I'm actually going to try zoom in a little bit more on this. Yeah, this is going to be more of a test video to see how this is. But yeah, give me some feedback to see what I can actually do. And tell me what the quality is like as well. But it looks pretty decent from what I can tell. So there we go. So yeah. So we have Ezel here. Oh yeah, whilst I'm here, I got my new sleeves as well for Ezel, and I got the same ones for like Alfred and Baskirk as well for Grand Blue and Royal Paladin. So yeah, just wanted to share that. But yeah, we have Ezel here. Pretty cool. I love the artwork on Ezel. I love the new art for it. But it's okay. You know, you get the Excel circle. You have the chance of superior riding it. And it does pretty much scream multi-attacking when the effect is when it attacks whilst on Vanguard, you can call a unit from your hand. So yeah, pretty good for things like, you know, Dindrain where they need card effects to call them to get their skills off. That's pretty handy. So yeah, Ezel's just there to help you with the early game essentially with that superior ride. So really, really cool. And then we have 4 copies of Sagramore. I think what I'll do is I'll move them across a little bit just so you can see everything. Just there will do. Yeah, this is going to be a bare bones video, guys, so do bear with me on this. So 4 copies of Sagramore. I prefer running 4 of him just because I value Sagramore's 12k base a lot more than anything else. And also, it's like the only other good ride you've got in this deck for grade 3 besides some Ezel. And I really want to generate that Excel circle. And also the benefit with Sagramore is that you do get that draw as well. So he does help you build board, which is pretty good. But yeah, I just prefer running 4 of it. And the last grade 3 is going to be the 2 Max Slash Dragon. So your Max Slash, pretty popular card, especially in the budget build. But this is pretty nice. It's a solid unit to have for generating multi attacks. Sorry about the little glare there, but I think you can make do with it. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I'm liking 2 Max Slash. You can run 3 if you want to, but I just like having the 8 Excel Circle grade 3s at the top. Sorry, the 8. The 8 grade 3 Excel markers available for the grade 3 ride. You got the early game with Ezel, the backup with Sagramore, and then the Max Slash there to generate multi attacks. So yeah, very, very cool. So those are the grade 3s. So for the grade 2s, we have of course the man himself. Very popular card in Premium, I know that for a fact, is 4 copies of Bowman's. Of course, when placed on Vanguard or Rearguard from your hand, you can discard a card to call Gareth from your deck. So really happy that Bowman's and Gareth are back in the game with Standard. Definitely some of my favourite units, along with Criff as well as the starter. So yeah, because that was like my jam sort of thing back in the Limit Break era of the game. But yeah, 4 Bowmans, and of course when he's placed from a card's ability, he gets 3k, so you can become a 12k attacker or a 22k on an Excel Circle, so that's also really good when it comes to your multi-attacking. So yeah, pretty much your best ride target for the deck. So we've got 4 copies of Bowmans there. And then we have the main rear guard of the deck, I would say, in this build at least, is 4 copies of Taunus. So yeah, pretty solid. Continuous rear guard. If your soul has 1 card in it, it gets 3k. But if it's got no cards in it, it gets 8k. So very, very powerful. You can make some really solid columns of this card. 27 on an Excel Circle, which is just amazing, you know, just for like no cost or anything. You just have to have no soul. So yeah, really, really cool. And then finally, for the last grade 2, I've got 4 copies of Vivian. So yeah, Player of the Holy Boar, Vivian, she has returned and she looks amazing. Love her new art. Looks really, really beautiful. But yeah, pretty much the way I see Vivian, it's that it's like the backup ride target to Bowmans if you don't see the Bowmans, because at least she advances your board state so that you've got more units on the board. And yeah, it's pretty solid. But downside to it is that it is a Counterblast and a Soul Blast, which is it's a little bit touch and go, but it actually comes up sometimes where you can call the Vivian to actually get the Bowmans out your deck. And then if you have Gareth in your hand with Ezel, then that's an alternative way to get the Superior ride off. So she does help you fetch for pieces that you might need, which is quite cool. But yeah, she's just there for the pluses and generating a board, essentially. So yeah, 3 copies of Vivian. But I'm really happy to see Vivian make a return. Very, very cool art. So, moving into the grade 1s, we have the main guy, the 8k vanilla back in the day, the 4 copies of Gareth. So yeah, Gareth, when he's called from an effect and onto Rearguard Circle, Counterblast 1, he gets 10,000 power. Very, very good effect. Just helps you with generating good numbers. He could become a really good booster. Helps you generating good numbers in different Rearguard columns. On an Excel Circle, he's 28. And also 18 and 28 are pretty good numbers against Force. So that does give you a little bit of power there against those decks. But yeah, of course, Gareth is needed for the Superior ride as well, with Bowmans and Ezel. So that is Gareth. So we'll move Gareth over here. So next for grade 1s, we've got 4 copies of Evil Slaying Swordsman Haugen. That's his name, Haugen. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's pretty much the best grade 1 ride that you've got in this deck, to be honest, because he's the only one that has that actual Vanguard skill. But for the most part, it's pretty nice. It's Vanguard and Rearguard. When your Vanguard hits your opponent's Vanguard, you can look at the top card of your deck, and if actually no, I think it just needs your Vanguard to hit anything. Yeah, when your Vanguard attack hits, you look at the top card. If you want to keep it there, keep it there. But if it's something that you want to call, you can call it, as long as it's got equal or lower grade than your current Vanguard. So yeah, it does give you early game Potentially a free call, a 3+1, but it depends on what the top card is. So yeah, it just depends. But he's okay. You know, he's a good ride target at the very least. And the final grade one is 4 copies of Dindrain. So yeah, Dindrain. When players from a card's ability, Soul Blast 1, and you can either draw a card or you can countercharge 1 and give it 3,000 power. I rarely ever use the countercharge. Sometimes I might use it, but I mainly use it for the draw because this deck really suffers when it comes to card advantage because most of your advantage and pluses end up going on the field. So having a card that actually just outright pluses you is amazing. So more times than often, I'm trying to get that draw effect off of Dindrain more than anything else. But the Vivian and the Sycamore are also there to help generate pluses. It's just that they generate the plus and put it onto the board. So yeah, it's nice to have just a draw power card in the deck. So those are the grade 1s, and the grade 0s are pretty damn simple. We have, of course, Criff, which is the starter. I just love the fact that Criff has came back as well. You know, there's not really much you can say about these new starters, but I do like the fact that Criff is the gold Paladin one. And the triggers, I decided to go with the front trigger build. So we've got the 4 copies of Dentigal, the 4 new front trigger. I actually don't know what this guy's name is. Nalnus, I think that is. So yeah, 8 fronts. Essentially just so you can actually get good numbers, essentially. You want your columns to try mitigate your opponent's damage triggers if they get any, and a front trigger is a really nice way of doing it. And also they're really good defensively as well. If your opponent starts, you know, just rushing your Vanguard, a front trigger really helps you to protect the rear guards as well, so that's pretty cool. And then last but not least, we have 4 copies of Halo Shield Mark. Of course, the returned Perfect Guard, of course it's going to be Mark for Gold Paladin. And then we have the beautiful Elixir Similia. Love this new artwork of Elixir Similia. Definitely one of my favourite heal triggers in Standard at the minute. But yeah, that is the triggers. And that is essentially the entire deck. So I hope any of you guys who were wondering what my build was of Gold Paladin, this is essentially what I've been playing for the past, 2 months now? Because it's like the 31st of January now. So yeah, a little bit late with this one. And of course over here I do have my Excel markers in my IG sleeves. But yeah, I got new sleeves for Golds, Royals, and Grand Blue, and I'm using these IG sleeves for the imaginary gift markers, which is cool. But yeah, that is pretty much it for my Gold Paladin deck, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, I will repeat myself. Give me some feedback about the new camera. What does it sound like? Does the quality look okay? How do you like this new presentation of, going more zoomed in on the cards so you can try read the effects? Just give me feedback so I know kind of what to do when it comes to updating this deck with the Meiji Academy set, but also my Royal Paladins as well. And at some point I probably will profile Grand Blue when I can be bothered with it, but yeah, I'm not too fussed with Grand Blue and profiling it and anything like that, but it's more or less just my backup deck if I don't feel like playing either of my Paladin decks. But yeah, it's kind of sad really, because it's the only Protect deck that I kind of like. Yeah, I haven't really taken interest in any of the other Protect decks, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, that is the deck, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for staying tuned to the channel. Do bear with me, as I am planning to do maybe like a mail opening for the new set, and also some new deck profiles for Royals and Golds as well, when those decks get updated as well. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. And I will catch you guys in the next video. I kind of don't know how to sign out again. It's been a while since I did a video. But yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. So take care, guys. See you later.